Hi, everyone.
Hi,
Welcome
everybody.
back. We've gotten our asses to Mars, but before we get onto that planet,
Al
we
has
have some
made a
arts to show
miraculous
you.
recovery.
Who did?
Al.
Al, yes. Yes, Stark. Yeah, we had to put you through Stark High Posu detox.
Yeah.
But I'm glad to say, here's your certificate, sir. You have gone through 4 days sober.
I was so sad I
Here's hope for
wasn't
the fifth.
there because at the end of the last stream when you guys were talking about how Bear shoved Mila out the airlock and there was but then Tom was really I think was really Nathan, and then Tom was typing it, but it was Patrick all along, right? I was just and then after the credits roll, you just see Al walk up drinking Star Kabosu, look at all the carnage and be like, I missed something.
There you go.
All right. So yeah, first we've got oh gosh, I actually can't tell who drew these because I opened them all up separately. But this is it's Bear time. Which is I'm a bit surprised that this did not actually happen. Bear coming to confront August, though I do guess that Bear didn't know exactly what took place there. So
Yep.
Yeah.
There's that.
We're not psychic.
Then there is I believe a lot of these are from Allie. This is Mila running into walls when sleeping.
Yes.
We've got one of Mila walking in on August, who has grown a beard.
Mm-hmm. Yep, he has.
We have Tom and Hannibal. Yaw. And last but not least, we have Tyrath holding Tiny Wrath.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why he doesn't seem amused. I think it would be a great honor to hold Tiny Wrath.
Well, I guess.
Tiny Wrath is his little cousin.
I mean, my dick is great, but it's no great honor if I hold it. It's just masturbation.
Well, something to aspire to then, I guess, Inferno.
That is a interesting interpretation, Inferno.
What are we even doing?
There we go. And I've now completely grossed out everyone who didn't think I was a weirdo before. Welcome. I am your god.
So
All
no
right.
one.
So no one. Thank you. I deserve that. No, that wasn't sarcastic. I did 100% deserve that. Anywho, so let's get the session started then.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been able to talk a little bit at the beginning of our stream here and throughout the week, tidying up some last bit of business of things, you guys would have equipped yourselves with, things you would have done in and out of character, some rule clarifications, all that good stuff. So now what I would like to do, actually, is this is the last little tiny tidbit of information that you probably would have gotten on your way to Mars. I highly doubt you would have known nothing about Mars until you actually got there. For those of you who would have been interested in seeking this information out specifically, it would be there in the link in the database of the Rhapsody, a bunch of information in regards to Mars, the planet. Right. And for those of you who were not inclined, probably very soon into the travel time, Killian Blackwater, the captain of the Razor's Kiss, would kind of forward kind of a briefing on Mars itself. So if it's okay by you guys, I'd like to just throw a little bit of facts your way to kind of give you guys a better idea of the planet that you're going to be landing on.
Do it.
Do it?
Do it.
Do it? Do it? Okay.
Do it.
So Mars, of course, is about half the size of Earth. And by comparison, it's a pretty cold and dark place. Although the Martian day is about 3 hours longer than an Earth day, the amount of light and heat from the sun that reaches the planet is decreased by the distance between, of course, Mars and Earth. So that makes the atmosphere is quite thin, pitifully thin, actually. It's only about 150 times less atmospheric than that of Earth, and it's composed mainly of carbon dioxide and nitrogen. Now, the only exceptions to this atmosphere is, of course, the major areas that have been quasi-terraformed. So as illustrated here, there's this triangle here, which are 3 ley lines, and within it and the headquarters of the colony, the old Mars colony, is a large forested area. And thanks to both the mystic, well, they don't know the mystic parts of the ley lines, but you guys know in character, you've dealt with ley lines before. But thanks in part to the ley lines and the terraforming attempts of Mars colony before it faded into what it is now, anything within this triangle is actually complete oxygen with a much thicker atmosphere. Not a thicker gravity, but a much thicker atmosphere. So the air there is breathable by you guys as compared to the carbon dioxide outside. Now, unfortunately, the bulk of the atmosphere in Mars does not create enough of a greenhouse effect to warm the planet. So, once again, outside this forested area, temperatures change dramatically from daytime to light time and from season to season. So right now actually is it kind of in its summer, for lack of a better word. All right. And so in the central equator in the tropical zone, it can get to about 80 degrees Fahrenheit, but at night it goes to minus 70 below zero at night. So, and it's twice as cold in the winter. So you're okay. The good news is that the level of solar radiation is not extreme, and the gravity is about 1/3 of that of Earth's. And of course, you would also know that there are 2 permanent polar ice caps. The northern cap has frozen water, and the southern cap is frozen carbon dioxide. So there you go. And if you really want to be super nerdy, the escape velocity of Mars is 3.2 miles per second, which your ships can do easily.
Interesting. So are we gonna like keep it simple? Like, for example, if it says my power armor unassisted can jump 15 feet in the air, we triple that, or?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, nice. Keep it nice and simple, because that in the air is assuming Earth's gravity, and if this is 1/3, then there you go. You triple it. Very good,
I
Squeak.
lost so much weight.
Yeah.
So, just to clarify,
Sure.
I'm also going to try to keep this simple.
Okay.
My gun says that it can go a very humble 3,000 feet distance, and says that it can triple that in space. I'm going to assume that it's going to continue being 3,000 in this atmosphere.
Yes, let's just keep ranges the same.
All right.
Due to I know people know physics and they know like how gravity and that stuff works, but most of this is energy weapons. So light, so let's just keep it nice and simple. In any sort of atmosphere, it's that range. In space where there's no atmosphere whatsoever, it's the triple range.
All right.
Make sense?
Yes.
Cool. I'm glad you brought that up, because honestly, I did not think of that. That was an oversight. So I'm glad we clarified that right off the bat. Okay. So,
Inferno,
yeah.
what if I brought like a golf ball and you know got a set of golf clubs and I whacked it?
Well, what I would do is I'd put the golf ball in your mouth, and then I'd shove the golf clubs up your ass, and then spin you around like a top until the golf ball launched from one side of the planet, went all the way around, and hit you in the back of the head.
And we would all look on in horror as God reaches down and does this.
Yeah. Does that answer your question, Bird?
So many pictures would have been taken.
I guess.
I guess. Oh, Bernie. Was it a legit question? It sounded like a goading question. Like
No, it was a goading
Okay,
question.
good. Because I replied. Okay.
Just to respond with Blink will break up with you.
Well,
I control the heart of your lover. I can make it explode or make it hate you. All right. I know. Or first one, then the other. All right. Let's get back to
Yes.
some sort of brevity. So you are now orbiting. The three ships are now orbiting Mars itself. Now, of course, there's two moons to Mars as well, Phobos and Deimos. But we don't worry too much about those right now because that's not where the objectives are. And soon after, a few hours once you reach orbit in an orbital pattern around Mars itself, a VidCom conference call starts. Now, that would be located pretty much in the cockpit area, which has the largest screens and the most amount of screens to allow a video conference. And this conference would be between the overall captain of this expedition, Killian Blackwater, in addition to Nocturne, the captain of the Minor Innocence, all yourselves, and a few additional support personnel, mostly second in commands, communications officers, and alike. Okay? And Killian begins his debriefing, and he begins to outline the plan to meet this first objective. Killian says in his kind of baritone, relaxed, but kind of cunning way, he says that he plans on short, intense harvests, and he plans on skirting the edges of the wooden areas. Now, although it carries pretty big risk, landing on the bare desert soil will be a lot easier for spacecraft, and hopefully it won't draw up as much attention from the bugs down below. He also notes that the carbon dioxide desert that we're landing in won't be completely devoid of life. It's been known for the types that they've identified, the cockroach type, the beetle type, and especially the ant type, can and do live in those areas. Of course, there'll be some screenings of the landing zone beforehand, but they don't want to do too many flybys overhead because, once again, that'll attract some undue attention. But he does tell you to watch out for the clever bastard ants in particular. Now, it will be the Minor Innocence and the Rhapsody that will land on the surface of Mars, and they will be landing a mere 200 feet from the forest's edge, and consequently also the ley line's edge. Now, the Razor's Kiss does not have the terrestrial landing gear necessary, and it will act as a communications and strategy hubs in orbit for this operation. However, Blackwater himself will transfer to the Minor Innocence before they land, and he plans on supervising and commanding things on the surface personally. Now, once the two ships have landed, the Minor Innocence's crew will begin the harvest. They've been spending 4 months, the outcast dregs and freebooters and whatnot have been spending 4 months practicing using the laser energy I guess you could say harvesting equipment, and they've been practicing with that, and they're able to get it down pretty efficiently. And while they're doing that, some of the crew will be doing the harvesting, some will be doing the hauling, and a lot of them will also be protecting their interests as well. But the Rhapsody crew will be providing the bulk of protection, specifically on the flanks and the rear of the landing area and harvesting zone. Killian plans on using that glitter boy and those power armor to their full potential, and there are repair bays on both the Razor's Kiss and Minor Innocence in case you get dinged up in between these soirees, these short, intense harvests. Okay? Now, Killian says it's important to set up effective radio communication. He thinks that's key. So he wants a member of the Rhapsody crew to be the primary comms officer on the ground outside of the Rhapsody. And then he wants a secondary comms officer inside of the Rhapsody ship itself. Okay? So this is now me as the GM asking you, the players, to put in a primary comms officer and a secondary comms officer. The idea is that the primary comms officer would be one of you guys, the players, and the secondary comms officer would probably be one of the NPCs that would stay aboard the Rhapsody during this, acting as, well, a comms officer. And now that could be open to any of you guys as well. I think it might be more suitable to an NPC role, but I won't hold you to that. So what do you guys think? Who would elect to be the comms officer? Both primary and secondary.
Well, I know somebody who would jump at the chance to be the secondary. That would probably be August.
Right. He would be up for it, but I don't know if he'd be jumping at the chance. But
well, I mean, does he have any kind of armor or anything, or is he just?
No, he wasn't planning on going out. Period.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think that having August sit back there, who wasn't already wasn't planning on being there, be our comms officer.
Great. Okay.
Yeah.
And then that way, Bear and Alicia can actually be on the ground with us.
And Blink.
And Blink, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Who's
Great.
Blink again?
Great.
Oh. Yes.
I'm gonna fucking slap you.
I was gonna say something. No, wait. I gotta Burn say something. Okay. Now, how about the primary? So this is going to be the person in direct communications with Killian himself, with command, for lack of a better word.
With Killian and August, mind you.
Oh,
yes,
God.
of course.
Okay. So, Al, Patrick, or Blink?
I'm.
I don't want Tom being in direct access control with August.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Although I will have to say, Tom has been very professional when doing his communications with Killian in between the ships. I remember the roleplay last session with stuff. So he's professional, but August is definitely the big onion in that ointment.
Yeah, it's not that I wouldn't think that Tom would be professional. It's not that I even wouldn't think Tom wouldn't do his best to moderate his thing with August. My thing is, if we're in the middle of heated combat, Tom is doing his best to survive, and August says something snooty. That's what I worry about.
Fair enough. Okay.
Yeah.
So who do you guys think? Who wants to be primary?
Okay. I honestly, as a player, think it would be hilarious for Patrick to be the primary.
That's if Piff wants to do it.
If Piff wants to do it, because, my gosh, the conversations.
Yeah.
As a player, I'm all up for it. As Patrick, he feels like he's up for it. Do I think it's the best plan? No.
Neither do I, but I think it's the most fun plan. I can even come up with a decent in-game rationalization, which is this.
Okay.
If we normally comms is fine, but if we're in an emergency situation, there's a lot of fighting and combat going on. Patrick is usually the really good at assessing what's going on, what the situation is, and he's generally not in the maws, like, you know, up in their face getting chewed on. So he's a decent option for a comms guy.
Yeah, it is true. He is usually in the back, not in the thick of it, and
he's got a knack for sussing out a situation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Though, again, I stress the knack for sussing out the situation because God knows Patrick could be in the thick of it. We don't know. There was a giant robot rhino one time, I seem to recall.
He was trying to talk him down.
He was. Yeah, the shotgun solution really helped with that one.
Yeah.
Anywho, so is it agreed then? Patrick will be the primary comms officer.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Yes.
So, Killian will make it clear that radio communications between the teams, for example, the harvesting team, Nocturne, her team in supervising and assisting the Minor Innocence crew, and of course within the Rhapsody crew, radio communication between the teams is fine, But all other traffic, other than the primary and secondary comms officers, will be on his channel. So August, Patrick, and of course Nocturne and her second in command. Okay. So there'll only be 5 voices on that mains comm channel, and that is for orders, for situation reports, tactical analysis, the whole shebang. Okay? So the plan is this. Once now they've landed, now the harvest will continue until 1 quart of wood, which is the equivalent of about 2.5 tons, has been harvested, or a command to withdraw directly from Killian Blackwater, or in the case that he is indisposed or incommunicado, his second, Nocturne, is given. Okay? Once a quart of wood is harvested, everyone will immediately return to their ships. They will return to orbit, and a new area will be selected. After landing, another harvest will continue. The whole process will be repeated until they meet their objectives of 10 tons of wood, or in other words, 4 cords. Okay? So after this intense, what's the opposite of a debriefing? Briefing?
Briefing, yes, briefing.
Oh my god!
Take off the D.
Jesus Christ! Oh, you guys got a top-notch GM right now. You are so fucking lucky.
10 out of 10.
After his briefing, there will be opportunities for questions and input. Does any member of the Rhapsody crew have such thing?
Oh boy. Actually, yeah. Al would ask. Well, actually, I should ask first. Have they been informed of the whole side mission of Beetle and?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
No, that was already established. If we haven't captured anything, that is our final task on this planet.
Well, okay. My question was going to be, do we? How much time is going to be in between the aggressive harvesting?
Between what points?
Each aggressive harvest. Like
As much time as necessary. Well, once we're done, we'll go up to orbit, assess our situation, immediately find the site, and go back down. It's best that we get this done quickly and quietly. I don't want to wait days in between.
Okay.
So probably a matter of hours. Not
Fair
even, if we're lucky.
Okay. That's it. That's all my questions.
I have a question for Inferno. What did they call the ley lines?
They called them canal lines. Because a lot of them go along the canals of Mars, the old canals of Mars.
And the ones that they intersect, do they still call them canals?
Yeah, they call them just canal line intersections.
Yeah, but last session I
You
told
did
them-
let the Baron know what you call them, and he found that very interesting. But you're right, Patrick. Everyone else would automatically start calling them ley lines. They would also be calling them canal lines for sure.
Okay. Patrick would ask them how much have they been interacting with canal lines? How much information have they obtained from them?
Killian will say, we don't really have any information on them, to tell you the truth. That's probably what the third objective is. That's the primary concern of the third objective. All we know is that doesn't hurt people when they pass through it, and the bugs don't tend to pay them much mind either, so they're probably not dangerous.
Patrick will give note of that, and well, I guess continue on.
Cool. Great. Well then, let's get started for our first landing, shall we? Killian Blackwater gives you, after the briefing is done, after all questions, he does give the order to start preparations for landing. Okay? And as soon as we are done with those preparations, we're going to go right into it. Now, the good news is that the Rhapsody is going on to the planet, so it's not like you have to take much with you, right? The only thing that I want to know is once you hit Mars and your bay doors open and you step out and you get ready to do what you need to do, I just want to know what armor you're wearing, what weapons are you taking with you, right? Miscellaneous equipment, I'll just leave at your own discretion, of course, right? We don't need to nitpick all that stuff. But really, weapons and armor are the big things, since you guys have such a large collection now that you can choose to wear, right, or to use. So one by one, whenever someone's ready, just let me know so I have that in my little vault here. I'll put that beside the difference between briefing and debriefing, and hopefully I won't fucking forget that. And then we'll continue on, and I'll start explaining stuff. I mean, while explaining stuff, I'll start getting you guys your asses to Mars.
I'll go first. Environmentally sealed battle armor.
Okay, great.
And chemical laser rifle.
Awesome.
All right. I'll go next. The Starscream power armor. His juicer rifle, ready to be held with the left hand.
Great.
Actually, that's a good question. Is there any storage compartment in this power armor for things like grenades and stuff? I don't know if it's big enough for that.
Compartment is small. There's probably about a 1 foot by half a foot area, so you could probably stick a few grenades in there.
Okay, sure. I'd throw in a few smoke grenades.
Okay.
So we'll say 2 smoke grenades, and then of course his mini missile thing will have 2 plasmas.
Okay, 2 plasmas. Groovy beams. Good. All right, and Tom.
I just have a really quick question because of how the Glitter Boy works. You have to have like a sort of jumpsuit that you wear. Would I still be able to wear the ISP necklace?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Then I have that, and I'm in the Glitter Boy armor with the Vibro sword.
Wonderful. Good stuff.
So, Burton, just so I know, your Glitter Boy basically just has a giant honking sword.
Essentially, instead of that huge cannon, it's a huge sheath that's an 8-foot-long sword.
How much damage does it do?
46 mega damage.
Nice. I like it. I like it a lot. You're like a massive knight of knee.
Right? You were asking something, Patrick?
What?
Or Piff?
What? No.
I thought you were saying something. I bet.
Sorry.
Inferno?
There's a bit of lag.
Oh, okay.
Hopefully it will...
Define a bit.
Bit, an undefined amount, but small. Small, an undefined amount of little.
So...
my god, there we go.
Hello.
Hi!
That was weird.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me okay?
We can.
Yeah.
Well, now my stupid window won't open up. That is so weird. I can't... This is weird. So my Google Chrome window has now been minimized, but I can't unminimize it?
Oh, I was going to say, it's probably cold outside anyway. Just leave it shut.
Hardy har.
I mean, if it's cold down here, it's got to be freezing up there. That's why you're my friends.
But yeah, I figured since I wouldn't be able to use any of the weapon system anyways, I mean...
Right.
It
makes perfect sense. You're basically using the Glitter Boy as giant body armor with enhanced strength. I like it.
Yeah. 40 physical strength, man. 40.
Yeah. Mine gets 42. The biggest difference is mine has nowhere near... I think you've got like 750 in BC.
700.
700, which is insane.
Yeah.
Oh, look, it still says I'm connected. Somehow.
Haha! Weird.
This is weird.
There's twice the Canada.
Canada?
You heard me.
I did.
Canada.
Canada.
Canada, because you're Canadians. Ah, all right. Sorry.
All right, sorry about that, guys. That was a really weird technical problem.
Dude, it's cool.
No, it's not. I want my money back.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
Oh, I just my
It feels so
back.
bad.
The Matrix is coming.
yeah, I
Hold on
feel
now.
so bad.
I know. Inferno.
You didn't.
That must be
There
so
was a-
rough.
Spanish fleet. Yeah.
I think he said we just succeeded in gathering all 6 bugs.
No.
Fantastic.
Don't. He's already having a rough
I know,
time.
I know.
Yeah.
Sorry, Inferno. If you can hear us, we can't hear you at all.
Yeah.
It is sadly true this time.
Yeah, I know, right? No Criana's here.
No Criana here.
So,
Good lord, how has your day been, Squee?
it's been okay.
Hey, Squee.
Clean the garage up so we could put 2 cars inside it. Yeah, what's up?
You owed me something yesterday that you didn't give me
I
for DBZ League,
didn't I?
sir.
Well, poop. I'll have to get it up and done after this session.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because right now I didn't start week 4 yet
okay.
because
yeah.
I don't know the
I,
rankings and all
I
that.
appreciate it. Don't yet. I was not home last night.
Cool.
Sorry, slipped my mind. I'm horrible.
It is all a good.
Okay.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I am excited for so many role-playing games at the moment.
Mm.
So many.
Like that you have not started yet that you plan to?
No, the ones that we're in. Like
Oh.
this one, 3 Galaxies.
Dude, I'm excited for Ardenfell. Jeez.
Ardenfell, yeah.
Oh, good. I'm glad that you guys are liking it.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah, Grim even sent me a message saying that he was really enjoying it too. So, woohoo!
Wow.
I was wow, no.
Calm down,
Okay,
Bert.
I should be fair. He does that kind of thing a lot. So,
Okay.
but
okay.
no, I actually hesitated a little bit when I thought about Ardenfell. I was like, okay, should I kind of throw them into the last big adventure, or should I take some time, a session or two, to build it up? And I was like, you know what? I'm going to build it up. I'm not going to rush anything. And you guys seem to be really enjoying it, so
It's working. Oh, Squee.
Mhm.
There's something that I kind of want to obtain during the 6-month time skip. That
there's no glitter boy
How's
armor in Ardenfell. I'm sorry.
no. What I was saying was before I said that I spent all my money, buying gifts and all that for Olivia and all that.
Mhm.
I was wondering if I could have a certain item for character reasons, because you did say that dragons really like, beef. They like cows, right?
I don't remember. I might have at one point, but we'll roll with it, sure.
Yeah. If I recall correctly, back on Windfall Isle, you said that they were, cows were, their main primary food source. Anyways, what I was thinking was, could I have a pouch of beef jerky?
No. Yes, of course you can.
Okay, thank you.
For balance reasons, absolutely not.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I think that would make you way too powerful.
Yeah.
Well, all right then.
I've
There we go.
seen people in Ardenfell bust
Hey,
out with
Inferno.
beef jerky before.
It's beef jerky. Also, hello, welcome
Hi,
back,
Inferno.
Inferno.
Thank you. I don't know, some sort of strange technical difficulties, but I've restarted my PC, so we should be good.
Woohoo!
Fantastic.
So, like I said, I just need to get my Windows just reopened here, and we'll be all set. Hopefully that won't happen again. Fingers
Yeah.
crossed. Sorry for all that interruption.
Nonsense.
Shit happens.
It does. Technology doesn't work all the time, or
Yep.
that would be nice. Or that would make me happy. Okay. All right. So, any last questions before I slip into narrator mode and describe your ships descending onto the red planet?
I don't believe so.
Yes, one last question.
Okay.
Magical items that we carry. First, do we want to use them? Second, who wants to use them if we do want to use them? I.e., we've got the ones I'm thinking of is the new Zoot necklace. It's got, I think you said 800, but non-replenishing, which I have it written down somewhere how much is left,
Something
and
like
the bracers.
Yeah, it would be either of you which would use that. I would think.
Yep, bracers won't fit underneath your armor.
Right.
Yeah,
Ow.
because
Or ow, really.
Yeah.
yeah,
So-
I would have 700 MDC. I'm good.
You say
You
that.
guys need to be protected.
Skip forward to 2 hours from now. I'm not good.
Yeah.
Patrick, would you want to use the bracers? I think you're the only one that could at this moment.
What are you wearing, Patrick?
It's
I'm,
just regular-
I'm wearing body armor.
It's got
I don't have
140.
your newfandangled moving robot legs, none.
Your battle armor has like what 140 MDC.
More like 100.
Oh, all right. Yeah. Would Patrick be open to using the bracers? Because that's actually several charges of I think 40 MDC.
Yeah, it's 40. Although we have to think we're going to be surrounded by a lot of people from Outcast.
Yeah, and I've already considered that because I'm going to be using my juicer rifle and everything. We're doing a favor for the Baron, and he's lent us certain items.
By the way, to answer your question, the silver medallion has 575 MDC
Aha.
Yeah,
overall left.
575.
Okay, so here's my thinking. Yes, those would be a little weird. Like for example, Al using his juicer rifle will be a little weird. But if anyone asks, the idea is going to be, these are items we've obtained, and they're powerful. But the necklace should be underneath, so should not, quote unquote, be a problem. The bracers may be a bit more of a problem, but
Bracers can only fit over top body armor
Right.
and very few styles of power armor. None of the ones that either of you have.
right, no, it would only be Patrick.
It would either of these items would only be for Patrick, I would think.
Well, why not the necklace? Why can't I wear the necklace?
You can wear the necklace if Patrick doesn't want it. But
Right.
I'm kind of thinking that Patrick might want the necklace. I could be wrong though. Piff?
Yeah, hi.
He's thinking.
Okay.
So, do I want extra armor? Yeah. Do I want to go into my golden room, take out a gauntlet, shove it over it, and try to use it for 40 MDC in the middle of people who would probably not question it?
Technically,
What?
though, it's several charges of 40 MDC. You can just press it again to...
That does remind me. I'm assuming that silver medallion is in the golden place too, correct?
Yes. Mhm.
Yes,
Yeah.
I would have to get both of them.
I forget the number of charges, but the pearl, you basically press it again, you get 40 MDC right back.
Let me double
Bingo.
check how many charges are on there. Because I'm pretty sure I wrote it down. 22
So-
charges left.
It sounds like you guys are very adamant about me using this. So
No.
I won't
You don't
disappoint.
have to.
No,
if you
I'm
don't
just trying to
want
make sure you have all the information you need to make the choice. All I was saying is that it's a big difference than just 40 MDC.
Right.
I guess let's just frame it differently. What would you like to do, Piff?
I am unsure. Was I thinking of using the gauntlet thing? Not really. Even when given me the chance, there's minor risks, and I'm not really willing to take them. That's my mentality, but it does sound like it's important enough.
No, if you don't want to use it, then don't use it. It's fine. We're just giving options.
Okay, let's not suss over too much about the bracers just yet. How about that silver medallion? It sounds like at least a few people might want to wear that, correct?
Right.
Okay. So Patrick does have the pack in order to get to the golden place, so he'd have to be asked to go retrieve it. So that's that. Well, no, this is still just out of character conversation. You guys have to decide what magic items you want to take.
Well, I'd be asking him to go in there anyway to retrieve the juicer rifle. So.
Oh yeah.
So I'll put it this way. Here was my thinking. We're going up against things that are really bad. Things that they have lots of glitter boys and are still nervous about. So my thought was Patrick does not have a lot of armor. Compared to glitter boys, Al doesn't have an excessive amount of armor. So the magical items could be the difference maker. The only problem is that Al can only use the necklace, which means that if Al used the necklace, either our options would be this. Either Patrick uses the necklace and Al's just got the 350, which is still a possibility and acceptable, or Al uses the necklace and Patrick has 100, which I am less okay with, because that's a dangerously low amount of MDC.
Yeah, like as I said, I am generally worried, and I would generally be willing to take it, especially if other people are concerned. That was my point. Yeah, I'll leave it at that because I think the other stuff is just going to confuse the situation.
All right.
I think I would like to input. I like pie, and that's it.
Okay, let me ask you this way, because I don't want this to be just a me thing. I'd like your thoughts on this. Do you guys think it's if we weigh the risks and benefits of the bracers, do you think it's good enough or safe enough to give Patrick the necklace and have Al run it with the 350?
Yeah.
I can just take the bracers. Seriously, guys. Like it's fine.
Okay, I worry because you sound incredibly hesitant about it. So
yeah, I don't want you to be forced to wear something you don't want to. It's your fucking character, so
Exactly.
you either take the bracers or you don't. It matters not. The only thing I care about is your comfort, Piff. So it's just that simple.
I'll take the bracers.
Okay, great. So let me get this straight. What you're grabbing from the golden place? All right, juicer rifle, the silver medallion, and the moon bracers. The bracers of the moon and stars. Correct.
I am also going to be grabbing the ring from that.
Oh, okay.
Good call.
Oh, you're one of the first magic items you ever got. Actually, the first magic item. Well, no, one of the first. Second, yeah, you're right. Great. All right, anything else? So we got your weapons, we got your armor, you got your magic items. We're good to go?
I think we're good.
You know what?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck it, I'm taking Ed.
Yeah!
Woo!
Sweet. Now, you can wear Ed comfortably. You always have, and you always will, unless you get really, really, really tight body armor. But you can wear them underneath your body armor, no problem.
Fantastic.
Okay. Sweet. Okay. So, if I have this straight, who has the silver medallion now?
I do,
Patrick?
I believe.
You do?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, Al has the silver medallion. Patrick has Ed and the bracers of the moon and stars. And Al also, of course, has his juicer rifle.
Mm-hmm.
And the ring.
And the ring. Sorry. Thank you,
Yes.
Pithy. Thank you. Okay. Great. All right. Are we good for me to slip into some fun little narration then?
Sure.
Yes.
Okay. So all prepped and ready to go. Alicia gives the signal to the command ship, the Razor's Kiss, and sure enough, the Rhapsody and the Minor Innocents begin to descend, to break orbit and break atmosphere, and descend closer and closer upon the red planet of Mars, heading towards the first predetermined landing zone. I would like Patrick to roll me a D100, please. Good. Now, Tom, I would like you to roll me a 1D100, please. What did you get? An 83.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. So, let me switch screens here for a moment for you guys. The descent takes a small amount of time. Your thrusters are burning hot, and both the Rhapsody and the Minor Innocents are at a very good trajectory. It doesn't appear that there are any dust storms nearby that are blocking any sort of areas. And you're able to get yourselves down, piercing the atmosphere until you see across the vast desert, cold desert of Mars' surface, you are starting to see little outlines, a little tree line itself. And you could swear, just if the light is just in a perfect way, you see a small shimmer of blue on the outside of this forest line. Get closer and closer, and as the ships begin to deaccelerate, you can truly look around the surface of this planet, and it's filled with crags, with cracks, with hills, with craters of unknown number of meteorite impacts, right? And you can see from external readings and the like of the great amount of heat that is coming off of the surface. And it is perplexing to see on one end a vast wasteland of nothingness and rock, and not actually getting closer and closer is a tree line, and of trees, some of these trees that you recognize, maples and what?
No, that's not. Don't worry.
Okay. Maples and ferns and pines and other, in addition to a few other, I guess you could say, types of trees that you haven't really come across or are not completely familiar with. But in about 20 minutes, it takes about 20 minutes to get from the orbit to the landing zone. And sure enough, as dust clouds kind of puff out as your ships land upon onto the surface and things get underway, the bay doors open, and of course you hear commands from Killian and Nocturne. Well, Patrick here hears commands from Killian and Nocturne. All right, Killian says into your radio, Patrick. We didn't get too many readings on the way down, but we think off to the southeast we saw some form of movement. We're not too sure, but I want your heaviest guys deployed along our northeastern edge flank. All right? Spread out the rest to the back and to the southwestern flank while our crews do their job. Is that understood?
Yes, sir.
Good. And I'm going to just do some very basic freehand drawing here, guys, just to kind of give you some sort of visual representation. This is not great, but it'll do. So this is the tree line, okay? All right. We'll say, oh, it would help if you let me draw a shape. Oh, that's why there's no more sheet left. I'm like, why won't it let me draw anymore?
This are the
Stupid
edge.
roll 20.
This are the edge.
I know. I'm like, what? Why no working? All right, fixed.
Oh,
All right.
geez.
I know. Well, I need space now. Inferno demand space. Okay, so this is the Rhapsody, and this is the Minor Innocence. Okay?
Mhm.
So what... I'll just use my thing as a pointer. All right? So what the... this is north. So what he wants is your heavier units to deploy here, right? While your lesser units deploy there and kind of there. All right. So my suggestion in your heavier units is, I don't know, your Glitter Boy and your Starscream power armor.
Mhm.
And maybe like Alicia and Blink and Mila and Bear on the other way, on the other flanks, if that's okay by you as far as that suggestion goes.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Is that cool? We're cool with that, Patrick?
My question would be, where would I be?
In
Wherever
the
you wanna
center,
be.
like a leader. No, yeah, wherever you want to go, buddy.
Wherever you want to be.
All right, then. So there's heavy stuff, and I'm in the same equipment as the light people. I think I'm going to go on the light side.
Okay, so let's just put down some general tokens here. Like I said, this isn't. This is just so we have a visual representation. This isn't exact distances or any of that other shit. So, give me a moment as I slide in some tokens. And I realize I'm doing this the hard way. Bad me. Oh, Alicia. Are these things not being dragged over for some reason? Oh, there we go.
She's so
Alicia,
huge.
Al, Tom, Mr. Kinsman. There's no what? Because he's so small?
Yeah.
I know. You guys can adjust as you like.
Look at puny man. Ah.
You're all puny now. God's shrinking you. Except for Alicia, she's as big as a goddess. All right. Anyway, so maybe like Al there, or wherever you guys want to put yourselves in general rotation, right? But I think Mila and Bear is going to take one end. Patrick, you can go. Like, do you want to go like around there? Maybe.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be. Ooh, I have some distance, but I need visibility.
Like
Sure.
here.
I'll probably be somewhere around that point. Yeah, somewhere in front of the ship so I can see a lot of the sides.
Okay. And I don't have one for. Well, let me get Bear out. I don't have one for Blink. She's going to be with Alicia though, for the sake of simplicity. Groovy.
Yeah.
Okay. There's Bear. Bar.
There.
Okay. So that's just a general representation. Okay. So you all displace, look out towards the wasteland. And as you do so, sure enough, you see the huge bay doors of the Minor Innocence open up and a stream of crew come out. There's probably approximately 50 or so workers. Al, you've gotten to know a few of them out there. Some of them are hauling equipment in a large kind of all-terrain vehicles. Some of them clearly have these large, looks like laser cutting, almost like a Gatling gun, but a single force laser beam. They're typically the larger, burlier types are hauling something like that. You see Killian give commands, waving his hands around. Nocturne is supervising things from the deck of the Minor Innocents. And sure enough, these men start to efficiently move towards the forest. Although when they get about 50 feet or so, they take a look back. You can hear some sort of command, and they continue forward as if they were nervous or hesitant of something. Killian says to Patrick to keep an eye out. If you see anything strange or anything at all, let us know. Changes in weather patterns, astrological phenomenon, bugs, anything. Okay? But they begin to start harvesting the wood here. Okay? It's about, let's say about 17 minutes in. I'd like you all to roll me a D100, please. Mm-hmm. Oh, and Tom, you were the 83? No. You still have to roll.
He's muted at the moment.
Yep.
Tom, buddy.
Maybe
He's obviously FK or something, so we're going to just wait a moment or two, and if not, I'm going to just continue.
Sorry.
I know the glitter boy's comfy. Maybe he fell asleep inside it.
82.
82?
Yeah.
Okay.
Has to take another pain pill. Yeah.
Gotcha. So, Patrick, you're the first one to notice this, followed by Al just a few seconds later. You were just looking in the wrong direction. But Patrick, it's in the distance, far to the. Oh my goodness! There we go. Far coming from this direction or so. Okay. And you're not quite sure what it is, but you could swear you see the ground moving a little bit. And sure enough, the red rocky soil of Mars kind of shifting a little bit, but it's far, far, far in the distance, like 800 feet away or so.
800. Oh, geez.
Yeah, 800 feet or so, right? So it's obviously a large movement of Earth, but it seems small because of the relative distance, right? And you see a jet black insectoid head pop up and emerge from this, soon to be followed by 3 others. And sure enough, you are able to identify them as the ant-type creature.
Okay.
About 850 feet away, they've broken the soil and they shake kind of the rocky, dusty earth off their hides a little bit. Now, that doesn't look like they're approaching, but their heads are definitely swiveled in your direction. Now, Al, you're able to notice this. Tom, at this very point, these first few seconds, you don't notice this just yet. Mm-hmm. Al, due to your power armor and its telescopic view, its optic systems, you're able to zoom in quite a bit, and you're able to see their kind of compounded, hardened eyes. They're clearly peering towards you, but they do not approach.
Okay.
At least not in these first few seconds. They seem to be gathering 800 feet away from you guys. I'll throw this now into your corner before I continue to describe.
Al, I think at that point would say, Patrick, do you see this?
Patrick is on another radio already telling the rest of them we have movement, and they seem to be black insect heads.
Killian asks for the coordinates.
I would relay whatever 800 feet would be to him.
Sure, no problem. And sure enough, you see he's probably a good 80 feet off behind you, Patrick. And he's in a very, very exquisite suit of body armor. And he has a pair of binoculars up against his head. And you hear him say over the radio, "Shit! Fucking bastard ants. Only 4 of them. If they get any closer, shoot them." And then you hear on the comms channel, he's asking for a status on Nocturne, on how far they've progressed. And she says, "We're coming up on 0.8 tons right now." Right back to you guys.
I'm radio back to Al to verify that he has seen these.
I'm looking at them now, and they're looking at us. They're not moving towards us, though.
So our instruction so far is only shoot if they get closer.
So, to verify, definitely shoot if they get closer?
Yes.
All right, Al says, and starts not uplifting his thing, but checking his systems, making sure everything's ready to go, and keeping an eye on the ants.
Patrick would... Well, of course, this is an open channel to our group, so I think...
Yeah, I was about to say, I think it's fair to say that Tom would know this as well now.
I unsheathe my sword. That's all I can do.
Whooshink. Okay. The rest of of your compatriots also comply. About 5 minutes pass, and the collection of them seem to spread out a little bit, but they don't get any closer. Their long, wispy antennas are flickering in the Martian sun. And sure enough, after about 5 minutes of them kind of staring, moving around laterally towards you, one of them appears to start to approach. It goes about 30 feet closer. Now it's going about 60 feet closer.
Al
The other ones are staying further back.
Al is going to sigh, hoping that he's not making a mistake, and then he's going to follow orders.
Okay, so we might as well do initiative. I'll give you all a shot first, because they obviously are not attacking at this very moment. So maybe we will only slip to initiative if something else happens.
Okay, I was going to say Al will let everyone know that they are getting closer, and he is about to shoot them.
Okay, sure. All right, well, why don't you roll to hit then? Are you aiming for anything?
I was going to say, unless anyone wants to say anything before he does that, like to stop or...
How considerate.
I'm not quite sure how fast all of this is going to go, but I'm probably not going to get this in before our shot rings out. But I'm going to be radioing that that one's approaching probably before rings shoot out.
Well, actually, the question of that would be: you say he's approaching. Is he doing it at any sort of speed?
Yeah, he's moving very fast.
Okay, then yeah, you're probably not going to get it before a shot rings out.
Yeah.